Yeah, I would say I always had the courage, but since the book is about my life, I needed the knowledge of my life and the experience to be able to write about it.
I bet you doing your thing, doing some real shit, my nigga. When I first met you and I seen you was doing, you know what I'm saying, you doing your motherfucking thing. Yeah, you doing your thing.
Which one of y'all's king?
So it might be my favorite.
Y'all know the one and only.
What's up with man? Big man, I'm here with Jason, Dave, best kid of city. What's up with it, man? It's BgMadeIt. This is the Mr.DoItAll podcast. This is episode number 6. I'm here with.
Shamya, the biggest author you know.
Okay. So tell them what's your the name of your book.
Okay, so this is my book, guys. It's called Brothers and Sisters. It's available on hand right now. It will be available online very soon. So keep posted about that.
Okay. So explain the title.
So the title is Brothers and Sisters because it's a memoir to my brother who sadly passed away about 6 years ago. And it's about our story and where we came from and just my reaction to everything that happened in our lives from my point of view.
Okay. So we about to get into your background a little bit. So where are you from?
I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, so indulge a little bit. So tell the people that don't know about Dayton, Ohio, from your perspective.
It's a small town. Everyone really knows each other, so it was kind of easy for me to write because everyone kind of supported me for real. And yeah, that's it's a small town. I love it there. I'm ready to go, but I love everyone.
All right, so what's the pros and cons about Dayton, Ohio?
Pros, I would say that it's kind of like small nicks, so that's kind of a pro and a con because everyone is like knows each other, so people be butting heads a little bit, but everyone also knows each other, so it's easy to network and meet other people, word of mouth, just stuff like that. Another pro is my family lives there, of course, and it's not much traffic like bigger cities. Some cons is it's a smaller city, of course, so there's not a lot of things to do, but you can make fun, especially if you're from there, because you know a lot of people. And another con is just a lot be going on, be crazy.
All right, so what are some challenges being an author from Dayton, Ohio?
A big challenge is that I've never met another author from Dayton, Ohio. Like I've heard of maybe one or two, maybe three, but I've never been able to get in contact with them to talk about anything. So everything I had like put forward to make my book, I had to figure out on my own and network and do this and that just from me. No one was there to help me, but that's also a good thing because it's not like anyone else's. I'm not challenged by anyone else. Like I don't have to say, "Oh, my book is better than this book and that book" because there's no other books to compare really. So
Okay. So what high school did you go to in Dayton?
I went to Dunbar, but I didn't graduate from there. But I went to Dunbar. That's my high school.
Okay. So where you graduate from?
I graduated from Gem City Academy. It's a credit recovery school. So I graduated right around COVID. So I had went to a credit recovery school just to get everything together.
So in your opinion, what's your you think is better at the high school or the credit recovery school? 'Cause I always ask everybody that went there.
So Dunbar was better because it was like a real high school. You had sports and prom and you feel me, Valley Victorian and stuff like that. So that was cool, the whole high school experience. But I would say Gym City was better because I needed to go there. I was behind on some things. Feel me, stuff happened. You can read in my book. If you read in my book, you'll see. But stuff happened to where I needed help, and they offered help that Dunbar didn't. So it was good for its own things.
All right. So speaking of your book, what explain like the colors in your poem?
So the colors purple, black, and green, they're basically just my favorite colors throughout my life and what made them my favorite colors and how the colors affected me and just my output on life and what those colors meant at that time.
Okay. Okay. So if you can go back, what was your best memory from the last 10 years?
My best memory, I would say the last 10 years, I would say releasing my book. Releasing my book. It was like the hardest thing I've ever done. So just to fall through with it all the way and to be here now, it was the best thing in the last 10 years.
Okay. So speaking of that day, I was the photographer for that day. So I want you to explain the whole. What was the whole rundown like from start to finish? Like, what was your head feeling like during it?
So I was overwhelmed, but everyone is really overwhelmed when they're planning something for so long and it's so many factors that goes into getting it done, but it all came together. Nothing like went terribly wrong. Everything was how I envisioned it. You were there taking the pictures. I mean, everything was good. I had to push it. Actually, had to push it back twice. I don't know if you know that or not, but I feel like it came all together at a perfect timing, and yeah, it was a great experience for me. I wouldn't say I would just do it like, oh, I'm about to drop another book in 6 months because it takes time and I know that now, but I would do it again, of course.
So if you can recommend your book to any type of group of people, who would it be?
It would definitely be like younger females because taking place in the book, like I was a younger female, a teenager, and a young child. So yeah, younger females. That's what it's aimed for. But I would give it to older adult females too. Anybody, just anybody who's lost a sibling or a parent or anything. Everyone knows that feeling. So I would recommend it to everyone, but strictly to girls because they know.
Okay, so you mentioned losing a sibling, so explain that. Like you ain't gotta go into detail, but like explain like that feeling and the impact of like when it first happened to compare it to now, like how you feel like retrospect from it.
Then I couldn't even fathom that it was happening.
What year it happened, by the way, for the people that don't know?
So it happened in 2019, 6 years ago. And at the time, I was only 14. So I was still a small child, still can't work, can't really do anything. So we were all living in a house together. I mean, he was still 18 at the time. So we were young. And I just couldn't fathom coming home and it was just different. Like one day you were there and then one day you weren't, and it just felt fake. Honestly, now it's been so long to
Come
where
closer to the mic.
now it's been so long to where I just like I've learned to live with it. But honestly, it still just feels like he's coming back one day, but it's just taking a long time sometimes. But it's still kind of hard to fathom. I don't know if that's something people get over, but
You just learn to
I've
deal with
learned
it.
to just be happy about what's going on for me right now and know that it was a plan and things happen and that's it.
Okay, so how long did it take you to build the courage to start writing your book? Like what age?
Um, I wouldn't even say I had to build the courage. I would just say I needed the knowledge and to be able to just do it all, the knowledge and the time. Because, like I said before, when I was a teenager, I was going through a lot of things. I started writing it when I was 17. When I graduated high school, I graduated high school at 17. I started writing it right before I went to college. And yeah, I would say I always had the courage, but since the book is about my life, I needed the knowledge of my life and the experience to be able to write about it.
So what college did you go to?
I went to Sinclair Community College.
So what was your experience like there?
It was really good. I went for theater, So I always wanted, like, I want to be a screenwriter, and I always wanted to be in the field of just filmography and stuff like that. So it was a really good experience. I honestly loved it. Unfortunately, I did have to drop out, but I do plan on going back. If you could just read about it in my book, like I said. But yeah,
Yeah. So what was it like doing the stage plays?
it was really fun. It was really fun. It was different because I feel like growing up in like a more, how can I put this, in a more, what's the word for it? Growing up in an all black setting and then going into like a career, yeah, a career that's predominantly white. It was kind of hard because doing plays and stuff, you have to be really vulnerable. And I feel like as a black woman or just as a black person in general, you don't want to be vulnerable. Like, you want to be seen as the biggest and the toughest. And it was a very vulnerable thing to have to be on stage in front of a lot of people and be silly or cry or just do, like, dress up in whatever wigs and just crazy stuff. So it was a very different experience, and it taught me a lot. And I would do it again. I would definitely do it again. But I do want to focus on writing and stuff right now. But I would do it again in the future, definitely.
Okay. So what's your most favorite quote out your book?
My most favorite quote out of my book is, a lot of people took from her, or maybe she just gave too much.
Ah, yeah, that was hard. That was hard.
Thank you.
So what chapter that song for the people
I don't remember. I was talking about my mom, so it's probably the chapter Mothers, but I can't quite remember exactly what chapter it was.
Okay. So how long did it take to get your book to look how it looked? Like, I know you had like rough drafts and shit like that.
Honestly, I didn't get my book until the day before I dropped it. So I didn't see everything. I didn't touch it or feel it until the day. But like, I dropped my book May 28th. I didn't see it until May 27th. So, and I gave it to the people to start producing probably August of 2024. So about 9-ish months, 9-10 months.
Okay, so what was going through your head in that time in between waiting on the book? I know you was stressing.
In those 10 months, when I dropped it off to get produced, I thought it was only going to take about 2 or 3 months. I had a silly meme first time. I didn't know anything. I had a set date before I even dropped it off to where the book was going to be dropped. Like, I had a due date for the book for October. I dropped it off in August. I don't know what made me do that, but I thought it was going to be done. That's why I had to push it back. But God, he had a plan for me to drop it when it dropped. It was the perfect time, honestly. Like, thinking back, it was honestly the perfect time. And I was so sad. I honestly wanted to quit when I had to push it back, because I had to push it back 2 times. But I'm just glad I kept going. It probably happened to everyone who's trying to make something or create something. You want to give up a million times, but as long as you keep going and come through with it, then that's all that matters.
Okay. So look, we about to go into this break, but before we go into the break, what you want to tell the people so far, like, about your book before they purchase it?
If you want to be relatable to someone, a young author, a young black female author, get this book. If you want to just support me, get this book.
All right, bet. So yeah, we be right back, y'all.
Part 1, purple. When I was 5, my favorite color was purple. Like lavenders and berries, life was sweet. Unknown to the fate I will one day meet. When money and time ceased to exist, my childhood room felt abyss. The world was big as I was small. Oh, how I miss those purple walls. The way they hugged and held me tight. They kept me safe from monsters at night. Or my purple diary when I was 8. It held every secret I could never say. With a purple pen on a purple page, I jotted down my purple rage. With the insignificant problems of my 8-year-old mind, how hard it was to be 8 at the time. If I could go back and do it all over again and trade what I know now for what I knew then, how much easier would the years have been if when I was 5, my favorite color wasn't purple. Part 2, black. When I was 14, my favorite color was black, as I saw the world with no color. The light of my life died alongside my brother. The reds and the pinks went with my mom, who I knew would never be the same, and I hated her for that. The mother that I so needed, I would never get back. But in so many ways, I see myself in you. If put in your shoes, what would I do? The oranges and the yellows to my baby sister, as I knew one day I would have to miss her, or even one day she would have to miss me. I hate to be the bearer of such despairing grief. And last but not least, the blues and the greens to my childhood, something I was not yet prepared to leave behind. Having the body of a child and being an adult in my mind, having the mind of a child and the responsibilities of an adult. How could you put it all on me like it was all my fault? I understood your pain. You never tried to understand mine. I know you lost your son, but I lost my brother at the same time. I would have saved this precious life if I could only go back. How different would my life have been if when I was 14, my favorite color wasn't black? Part 3, green. When I was 18, my favorite color was green, like the grass I held on to not fall off the edge of the earth. Gravity is non-existent when your body is immersed. Or the weed that I smoke to put my mind at ease, 'cause you see, when you're 18, it's hard to find peace. You think it comes from someone, somewhere, or something. A never-ending pursuit of happiness. The world around me always feels like I'm trapped in this. Constant attempt to escape reality. Constant attempts to make them proud of me. Constant fear of rejection. But as I pull myself back down to earth with the green grass, ease my mind with the green weed, and cultivate how to make the green money, I somehow feel at peace. Knowing everything I strive for is my destiny. Success is inevitable, and the amount of greatness I can achieve is immeasurable. If I put forth my all, will I be who I desire to be? Will I become one of the greatest and fulfill my prophecy? Will my dreams even still be my dreams if when I was 18, my favorite color wasn't green? Without these colors, would I be who I am today? Would I know what to write and would I know what to say? In loving memory of Christopher Baker III, Kyron Wright, Mayani Neighbors, Lanisha Brookins, Milton T.Z. Davis Tompkins, Louise Brookins, L.D. Brookins, Johnny Brookins, Christopher Baker Jr., and James Reed III.
What's up with it, man? It's back. So before you get into it, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. And before you get into these topics, tell them what your Instagram is and where to find you.
You can find me at Shamya Sumlin on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and TikTok.
Okay, so being an author and dating, I know you heard some opinions that didn't flatter you too well. Did you? So I know some people, when they start off their business or start off doing something as an entrepreneur, they go through that. What's your advice to people for people that go through that type stuff?
I would say just keep going. I don't listen to what other people say, so I don't even be remembering. But when I was younger, a lot of people did say, like, why do you want to write? Like, you can do hair, because I've been a hairdresser for about 6 years. But I just told them, like, who wants to have just one job or the same job for the rest of your life? If something doesn't work, you can try something else. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I wouldn't even just pay attention to those type of people. Small-minded people, out of here.
Oh yeah, that's a good quote. Small-minded people out of there. So who are
Stay
your?
away from those.
So I know since you're an author, who is your authors you looked up to?
I really like this author named Lemony Snicket.
Hmm?
And it's funny because he's a kid's author, but I really like him. And I also really like, he's not, so the author, I forgot his name, but my favorite book is this book called Animal Farm. It's a really good book. George Orwell is his name, but he's not like my favorite author. I really like his work though. And who else? I can't remember her name, but the book was called Where the Crawdads Sing. That's my favorite book as well.
Okay.
That's a really good book. So I don't know my favorite authors, but I have some favorite books for sure.
So you so how often do you read?
Not as often as you would think an author would. Like I probably read I'll probably have like one book every 2 months or so. Like, and it takes me time because I'm such a busy person, like trying to write my own books and still going to work. I still have to pay for everything. I still have bills and stuff to pay. So between time I read or I listen to audiobooks, but it probably will take me like a month to listen to a book, and then it'll take me about a month to get to another book. And I really have to enjoy the book to sit there and listen to it. So probably about 6 books a year.
When would you planning on releasing an audio, if you are, for your book?
So it's in the woodworks right now, but it's in the woodworks for sure. I'm trying to get everything done like online and everything before October, before my brother's birthday, which is October 4th. So just be looking out for that because it'll be coming to you very soon, and it'll be worldwide. You can order it from anywhere. It'll be the audio book, whatever I have left of the first edition books, and then second edition books will just all be paper front copies. So be looking out for that very soon.
Okay, but so which one you prefer? Actually reading a book or audio book?
It really just depends on what I got going on. Like sometimes I'll listen to a book while I'm working, like doing hair, because I'm a hairdresser, so I'll listen to a book while I'm working. But if I'm just on a plane or just chilling in my bed, then I prefer the actual book.
Okay, so what's the pros and cons of being a hairdresser?
The pros are it's a very cheap business to start. All you really need to have is product and stuff. I mean, the chair and everything else will come later, but to start, it's very easy. And you get to meet a lot of different people. It's very easy to network. Just doing hair, I met a lot of people for my books that you would never even know. So it's a good way to network. And it's very saturated. So if you can't take a client or something like that, or you want to recommend someone to someone, it's very easy to do that. But it being so saturated is also a con, because just starting out and stuff, there's always other people that someone can go to. So that's kind of a pro and a con, honestly.
Okay, so what make you stand out as a hairdresser?
I honestly don't even try to stand out as a hairdresser. I want to retire very soon. I've been being a hairdresser for 6 years. I'm over that. That's
6 years.
7. Is it 7 now? It might be 7 now. Don't quote me on that. I started when I was young. I started getting paid for being a hairdresser when I was really young.
A young hustler.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm burnt out. Well, burnt out. I'm tired of that, man.
So speaking of let's get into what's your favorite music you like to listen to?
I really like alternative music, honestly. I love I don't know if this is alternative, but I love Bruno Mars. I really like Billie Eilish and Olivia Rodriguez, Cash Page. A lot of song like smooth, mellow, calm songs. I love that. But then again, I also like a lot of rap. Like I like ESTG and who else? Lil Durk and stuff like that. So it's very diverse in there because I like R&B too, like Summer Walker and stuff like that. I like everything for real.
So,
if you look at my playlist, it's real different in there.
okay, so across all genres, who is your top 5 favorite artists to listen to?
Kodak Black is my favorite artist. And then other than that, I like Billie Eilish and Kodak Black, Billie Eilish. I like ESTG. I like Bruno Mars. And who else? I like NBA Youngboy too.
Okay. So before we get up out of here, what's your advice to the people that's want to start their own thing, like either doing a book, their own business, or just trying to be different from everybody else?
Shoot, go get a job, go get a hustle, go get something that's going to support your business and just put your everything towards there. It's always going to be hiccups. It's always going to be something. Just keep going, keep working, and just focus. Don't focus on everything else while you're so young. All that other stuff, I was about to say, all that other stuff, it will come. It will come. Don't rush it. Don't move too fast. If you got to stay in your mama basement until you 23, you do that and you figure out what you're going to do and you do it.
That's some great advice. So yeah, so tell them where they can purchase your book at or where to find you at and all that stuff.
So right now my book is only on hand. You can text me at Shamya Sumlin on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok to order one. I'll be gladly to send you a book, or you can pick up, or I'll deliver you one if you stay local to me. And they will be online very soon. Give me a couple months and they will be available for order at shamyasumlin.com.
All right. And that concludes the episode 6, Mr.DoItAll podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all follow her Instagram, her TikTok.